Okay, perfect. And I'm just going to share my screen now. Okay.
Right, amazing. So hello again, everyone, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to attend our webinar. This webinar will be led by myself and my colleague Suchi. We're both on the investor relations team for Artisan Raw. I'm currently a master's student at the University of Leeds, and Suchi has just graduated from the University of Nottingham.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Andrea. I'm really excited to be a part of this webinar, and I hope to answer all your questions.
Yeah, so the title of our webinar is Be Your Own Boss with an Innovator Visa. So the way that this webinar will be structured is that I will be talking during the first half of the webinar, and then Suchi will be taking over for the second half. So the way that it will be structured is that I will talk a little bit about our company, about the opportunity that we're currently presenting with our company, including the opportunity to obtain an Innovator visa and come to the UK. I will talk a little bit more about the specifics of the Innovator visa as well, and about life in the UK in general. And then I will hand it over to Suchi, and she will be talking about why it is beneficial to invest in the UK economy, and a bit more about our key achievements, our product ranges, and what the investment money will actually be going towards. So a little bit of history about the company Artisan Raw. So it's quite an interesting story about how the company started. So our founder and director, Irina, actually sold her first accountancy practice in 2014. So she is currently the director of 3 companies in the UK. But in 2014, she sold her very first company and went on a retreat to Thailand. And during this retreat, she accidentally found herself at a raw vegan food camp, and it completely changed her life. She immediately transformed her diet to a raw vegan food diet, and she's been a raw vegan ever since. But the one thing that was very difficult for her to give up was cheese. And so from that point on, she dedicated herself to creating an alternative to cheese, and that's what sparked the idea to start Artisan Raw. So ever since then, she's been committed to creating healthy and sustainable vegan cheeses and also vegan snacks. At the minute, Suchi will talk about our product range a bit more later, but at the minute we are currently expanding beyond vegan cheese as well. So the cheese that we produce is 100% plant-based, it's gluten-free, unpasteurized, and certified organic, and it's also filled with loads of probiotics, meaning that it's actually healthy for you, unlike the majority of dairy products that are currently sold in supermarkets. Our products are also very unique to the market. Artisan Raw cheeses are the only handmade organic vegan cheeses produced in the UK, and it's one of the only cheeses produced without preservatives as well. So we have a really unique position in the market, and we are looking to expand and we are looking to grow our business, and that's why we're presenting this really new and exciting opportunity. So here on the screen, you can see our typical investor pitch that we send out to anyone that is interested in joining our company. So for a minimum investment of £250,000 in our company, you can become the director of our startup, and you can obtain a Tier 1 Innovator UK visa. So I will go into the specifics about this visa a bit later, but essentially this visa allows you to stay in the UK for 3 years before you receive an indefinite leave to remain. Another benefit of this is that on this visa, your partner and your children under 18 can come, live, and work with you in the UK. Although you won't be able to work on this visa, your partner and your children will be able to work alongside their studies or anything that they have going on. So it's a massive benefit to this visa. Yeah, so just a few specifics about the Tier 1 Innovator visa. So it's applicable, like I said, if you want to set up or run a business in the UK, and you can become the director of an already existing business. So alongside our director, Irina, you will be in charge of the company. And with this position, you can be as involved as you would like to be. So we're very flexible on how much involvement the investor has within our company. So if you want to be 100% involved, that's completely up to you. If you want to have more of a side role, that's something that we're very, very happy to discuss. And something that I didn't mention earlier is that you will also get mentorship from a qualified endorsing body as well, which is a massive benefit to anyone that wants to start a life in the UK, and anyone that wants to kind of grow their skills and gain experience within a UK business environment. And as I mentioned earlier, on this visa, you can also receive an indefinite leave to remain after 3 years in the UK. So after these 3 years, you can either extend your visa or apply for indefinite leave to remain, and that will grant you something that is essentially citizenship in the UK. It gives you all the rights that a UK citizen has apart from voting. And another thing that's required at this Tier 1 Innovator visa is that you need a level B2 or above in English. So if you've done your degree in English, or if you take a Cambridge IELTS test or something like that, that is something that will be required. Just like any sort of visa, this visa also has a few downsides. So one of the downsides is that the endorsement of the business is often difficult, and that is because the business must be proven to be new, innovative, and viable. But luckily, Artisan Raw has already spoken to quite a few endorsing bodies in the UK, and we have received confirmation that when the time is right and the right investor comes along, that we will get endorsed quite quickly. So that is something that we fortunately don't have to worry about. So now I'll talk a little bit about benefits of working and living in the UK. So on the left-hand side, you can see the NHS logo, and that is the healthcare system that we have in the UK. It's a fantastic healthcare system. It is one of the best in Western countries, and it's also free to all individuals that live in the UK, which is great. The UK also has a very diverse and vibrant environment. Many international companies have their headquarters or they have branches in the UK, and a lot of people come, move from abroad to come and live and work in the UK. So you'll be connected to a wide range of people who have done the exact same thing as you, and you can connect to these multiple communities. There are a lot of groups, both in-person groups and online groups where you can talk to people experiencing the same thing. And it's a really welcoming environment as well. Another benefit to living in the UK is that it has quite strong employee benefits. So when the COVID-19 pandemic started, the UK introduced a furlough scheme that offered employees 80% of their wages, which was very beneficial to a lot of people that were out of work. Along with companies that were struggling, the UK had a lot of grants and loans that would help these businesses to survive during these difficult times. And along with that, with startups and small companies, they have a lot of startup loans and a lot of grants in place to benefit them as well. So that's something that's really, really great to know when coming to the UK. Furthermore, the government here is quite stable. The currency is very stable as well. So investing in the UK and earning a UK living wage as well can be, it's not as high of a risk as potentially investing in other countries. And one of the key benefits of the UK is that it has a world-class education. So that's not only at high school level where you have a vast majority of boarding schools and private schools and public schools as well that hold education to a very high standard. You also have world-class universities. The UK is home to 4 of the top 10 schools worldwide, and not only that, it is also home to over 25 Russell Group universities that are world leading in research. So overall, there are a lot of benefits to living in the UK. And now I will hand over to Suchi to take over the second part of the webinar.
Thank you, Andrea. So as Andrea highlighted the benefits of living in the UK and receiving all the benefits that a citizen would, except voting, I'm going to be talking about why it's a good opportunity for international people to invest in an innovative startup like Artisan Raw in the UK. So UK is ranked 8th in the World's Bank 2020 Doing Business Guide, which also suggests that since Artisan Raw is based in London, it is the financial capital of Europe. So you will be at the epicenter of all international entrepreneurs and the growing vegan market. It is a great opportunity for foreign investments because the UK legal framework is flexible for all business owners. As we have seen during the COVID pandemic, a lot of business owners were given a lot of grants and flexibility to make their business work. So if UK can adapt to a pandemic in the business world, it can thrive in the normal situation as well. London and UK is also, looking for global talent, and Artisan Raw is an example of that, where we are just trying to, build global talent and influx of new people and new ideas. And the vegan market is at a rise since the research estimates that in the start of 2020, at least 2% of the UK population had chosen to turn vegan, which is more than around 1,110,000 people are choosing to go vegan. Now I'm going to talk about why Artisan Raw is worth your time and your investment, because a few of our key achievements are listed here. All our products are certified organic by the Soil Association. We are certified as a safe and local supplier, as we are SALSA accredited. We have also been chosen as the best and the brightest startups by UK Future Brands, which means we are a reliable brand and we have scope of growth in the future. Whereas we've also received a very prestigious award like Great Taste Awards in 2019, which means our products is hitting the right market and there is a lot of demand for that in the customers. We have retained contract with retail giants such as Selfridges and Planet Organic, and a lot of London stores have agreed to stock our products. That means our product range and our word of mouth is increasing, and we are developing more and more contracts by the day. So as Andrea spoke about our cheese range of how it's not very adulterated and there are no preservatives at all, this handmade cheese, here is our cheese range, and we try to kind of incorporate health and taste in all our cheese ranges. So we have cranberry with lucuma, apricot with baobab, cheddar with turmeric, and roquefort with spirulina. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to incorporate all the healthy probiotics and enzymes with cheese, because we want to kind of give the consumers the benefit of both taste and health, compared to the other vegan cheese brands in the market and other dairy cheese brands. Our products don't have soy, oil, or any other harmful preservatives, which can have a long-lasting bad effect on your health. So you can enjoy both taste and health with our products. And we kind of want to capitalize on the market right now. So the investment in Artisan Raw is and the time is right now, because the rise of UK's dairy alternative market is exponential. As you can see, in 2019, the revenue was about 320 million US dollars. And in 2020, the growth of the vegan market has been around 816 million pounds. Whereas the statistics show that in 2025, around quarter of the British population will choose vegan products and will adopt a vegan lifestyle. So the growth is exponential. People are more health conscious, especially after COVID. People are conscious of their choices of what they're buying. People are reading the labels more. So I think to capitalize on the growth, which Artisan Raw is doing and creating unique products, the time is right now.
Yeah, just to add on to that briefly as well, Artisan Raw also tailors to quite a unique set of audiences, which is not only vegans, but people that have a lot of allergies as well, and people that have a lot of health restrictions. So people that are gluten-free, people that are dairy intolerant, people that are allergic to a lot of chemicals and a lot of things that are used in processed foods will also seek these products, although that they are, despite not being 100% vegan. And there's also a massive rise in flexitarianism as well, where people are sometimes choosing vegan products and sometimes not. So we can cater to all these markets as well.
Yeah, thank you. And I also wanted to say that, since the sustainable environment is at a rise, all our products are packaged in recyclable packaging. So we are very environmentally conscious, and we want to kind of stand for something right. Our brand stands for something right and morally correct. So that's also one thing that we capitalize on. And lastly, the investment amount, like Andrea said, we'll be asking for about £250,000. And we wanted to kind of give you a breakup into what departments we'll be investing that in. So for marketing, our plans are we can kind of, team up with influencers. And of course, when it's COVID safe, we can do tasting sessions and cater to a lot of events and do a catering session. And with R&D, we're looking to expand our product portfolio not only to a cheese range but also dips and other condiments. So for R&D, we will need that much amount of money. And since we've also received a contract with Selfridges and Planet Organic. We want to kind of build our equipment to kind of cater to the volume, because right now we operate from an industrial kitchen in London. So we kind of want to use the funds for the equipment to produce the products in volume. And for labor and production, we also want to kind of make sure that our staff is, you know, secure and being able to live a comfortable London life. So we want to make sure that our staff is paid well. So I think all these departments, we will need £250,000. I hope that with our presentation, we were able to, you know, guide you with what Artisan Raw is all about and why we're seeking that investment and how this opportunity can benefit you and your future. And if you ever want to move to UK and settle in London with you and your family, this is a great opportunity. And we think that we'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you.
Yeah, and if you see on this slide, you can see all of our contact details. So you can see our address, our phone number there, and our email. So please do not hesitate to call us, to email us. Of course, like Suchi said, you can ask any questions you have now, but if you have any further questions, you can drop us an email and we'll be happy to schedule a one-on-one call with you to talk about everything further. So let me check the chat to see if there are any questions. Right, so we have 2 questions here. So how is the company coping with the COVID-19 pandemic, and what is the process with the Innovator visa? So Suchi, do you want to take the first question? I can take the second.
I'm sorry, I can't really see the chat. I think I need to stop sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
So the first one is, how is the company coping with the COVID-19 pandemic?
Yeah, well, I understand that the COVID-19 pandemic has not been easy on the food industry, but we make sure that all our production facilities are very, very hygienic. And our package size is only 30 grams. So we are packaging it with all the safety procedures in check, yes.
Yeah, and for a while, a lot of our employees had to work from home, but at the minute, a few of them are working from the office. Everything has been COVID safe, social distancing has been put in place, and our chef and product developer as well is making sure to take all of the necessary precautions when we are shipping out cheeses to our external retailers as well, and when we are doing click and collect from our offices as well, we're making sure that social distancing is 100% in place. It hasn't primarily affected the business itself, about how quickly we're developing new product ranges and how many products that we are selling. We are seeing that there is still quite a high demand for our cheeses. In December, we actually sold out of all of our cheeses and our Christmas hampers. So we do see that the demand is still there despite the pandemic going on, which we're really fortunate for. So the second question was, what's the process with the Innovator visa? So it's not too much of a lengthy process. So it will take about 3 months in total if everything goes to plan. It can range anywhere from 2 weeks to up to 3 months, really, depending on how quickly. So the first step would be to talk with us and to talk with our director about the investment and to see how you can be a fit for our company. And then after that, we would talk to the endorsing body and we would get yourself as the investor and our business approved and endorsed, and then we would start the process of going on with the investment and applying for this visa as well. But that is something that we're more than happy to talk about in detail when we have further conversations about this. We will be there with you every step of the way, and we will highlight the process step by step.
Mm-hmm. I think there's one question by Patrick Clark. Can the investment be split between people? Example, 125,000 between 2 people.
Yeah, so that's something that we can definitely consider and that we would need to discuss individually. So I will pop our email in the chat one more time. Feel free to send us an email and we'd be more than happy to set up a call with you and talk about this.
Sorry, Andrea, just a minute. I've just admitted one more participant. Hi, Oksana. I'm sorry if I'm not reading your name correctly, but just to update you on what's been going on, we have completed our Artisan Raw presentation, and we're just in the process of answering a few questions. But don't worry, we have recorded the presentation and we can send that to you by email. So don't think you've missed out on anything, because you'll have all the necessary details with you in your email inbox. Yes.
Right, so the next question that we have is, how many employees are at Artisan Raw? So currently we have 3 full-time employees and 2 interns at Artisan Raw.
I think the other question is, what investors do you have up to date for Artisan Raw?
So at the minute, we have one angel investor who has invested £100,000 in our business. So that is the only investor that we have at the minute.
And I also want to say that if you have any further questions, we can also take up, a few more, like on a personal call, or we can get on a call or email you if you wanted to talk for a few, like, financial figures or something. I understand it is a very detailed presentation in a very short span of time. So we are open to, answer all your questions on email, or we can arrange a phone call one-to-one as well.
Yeah, and just to add on to the investor as well, that's not the only funding that we have received from the business, and we've also received quite a few grants from the UK government, and we also received a Virgin Startup loan as well. So quite a lot of money has been invested into the business to date.
I think Zlata has asked, how do we contact you? Well, we will be posting our email IDs at the end of this presentation. So you can either contact us by email ID, and we will also be posting our office phone number, or you can call us directly to that.
So we have another question here. What do you mean when saying ILR in 3 years? Yeah, so that means that if you are to invest this money, then you will receive a UK Tier 1 Innovator visa. That visa is then valid for 3 years. And that means you can live and enjoy life in the UK for 3 years. And after living in the UK for 3 years, you can then apply for indefinite leave to remain. So as I mentioned earlier, if that's not possible, you can always apply to extend your visa as well. But with the indefinite leave to remain, that pretty much gives you the right of most UK citizens. And the only exception, or one of the only exceptions, is that you cannot vote in the UK. But yes, indefinite leave to remain also means that you're able to go in and out of the UK as many times as you please. You have permanent residence and permanent status here. So that is what we meant by indefinite leave to remain.
Also, I want to add that if you have any other further questions about the Innovator visa process, we will be by your side through the whole process, and you don't need to think that you will be doing the whole process by yourself. We have endorsing bodies, and we will be there to guide you through the whole process.
Right. So we have another question. What are expansion plans for the company? Suchi, do you want to take this one?
Yes, well, like we said, that we have a lot of contracts with retail giants such as Selfridges and Planet Organic. We also think of expanding our cheese ranges. Now we have cheese dips. As to last year, we only had 30-gram packets. Now we have nacho cheese dips and a yum cheese dip. And we're also thinking of expanding to other retailers and expanding not only in London, but all over the UK, because like I said, the market size of vegans are growing. And we also want to bring a lot, like a plant-based diet, ready-made meals. So that's where we have a few strategies that are in place, and maybe we can discuss it over email or over a call, probably what our future strategies are.
Yeah, for the next few years, we do have the aim of being the #1 vegan snack company in Europe. First, we would like to dominate the UK market and then expand further to the European market. If you would like to email us, we can send over our full investor pitch and an outline of our timeline as well. Right, so we have a few more questions here. Someone's saying that it is in 5 years or create more working places. Yes, that is correct, but it is possible in 3 years when 2 out of the 7 criteria, endorsing body criteria, is fulfilled. So there are a list of 7 criteria that we as a company need to fulfill, and we fulfill over 2 of them at the minute. So that means that you would receive indefinite leave to remain or be able to apply after 3 years.
Yes, and we also do have a partnership with endorsing bodies where we are already we are approved as a pre-endorsing body. So we are qualified for the visa extension, if that answers your question.
So we have another question here. What are the plans for creating these working places to qualify for visa extension on indefinite leave to remain? So at least 50,000 has already been invested into the business, and it's actively been spent furthering the business plan assessed in our previous endorsement. So we've already engaged in significant research and development activities. We've also applied for intellectual property protection in the UK. We are a registered limited company. So that are some of the things that we have already done.
Is there any other questions we can answer? How many?
So we have another question. How many investors at a time can you accept so they could qualify together? So 2 at the minute. We're accepting 2 investors.
I mean, we're investing 2 investors with £250,000 for each investment, or 1 investor for £500,000, because our aim is £500,000. So you can divide it as per how many ever investors would like to take up that opportunity. Okay, so I'm not sure how much time we have left on the meeting, but I would like to thank you all for coming and joining us today to understand more about the Innovator Visa and more about Artisan Raw and its goals for the future. We hope that we have informed you more about this process and about the future of the company. We have recorded the webinar and we will be sending it to you all on your personal email IDs. And you can and I will also be posting our email IDs, our personal email IDs of Artisan Raw and our contact number, so that you can call us or write to us with any further questions you might have.
Yeah, I just wanted to extend that thank you, and thank you for taking the time out of your day in the middle of the day as well. I know that a lot of people are in different time zones as well, so yeah, thank you for taking the time to attend it. And yeah, Suchi will be posting the email and the contact phone number now, and like she said, just reiterating that feel free to contact us whenever.
Thank you, everyone. It's been a pleasure. Take care. Bye.
Oksana, do you have any more questions? I know you joined a little bit late, so we're happy to stay on for another minute or two if you have any further questions. Just to add on to your previous point, just to clarify, we are planning to create more positions within the company. So although that we have 3 full-time employees and 2 interns at the minute, we are planning to add on more roles and expand accordingly. And what we are talking about, or some of the plans that we are talking about, is only for the first year. Lovely.
I think it was quite good. What do you think?
Yeah, it's good. If you want to stop recording.